What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Fourth Eye, and I am back. The Ghetto Guru is here to have no fear. You dig? Now, I came to the conclusion and the realization that there are new subscribers. So some of them have never seen certain videos. They haven't went down that little list of videos and seen videos where I talked about how to have certain or how I have out of body experiences. So in this video, I'm going to touch on that, and I'm going to touch on some other topics also within this video. But in the beginning, this first part of this video, I'm going to talk about how I have out of body experiences. Firstly, what I'm going to say is I'm somebody who has out of bodies naturally. So I didn't start off having out of bodies as like I didn't start off having out of bodies doing a technique. So that's why I do not teach it. Now I'll tell you like things that I feel like will help you in ways that I've done it, um, without like the way like, cause I don't normally force myself out my body. I don't will myself out my body most of the time. The only time I will myself out my body is when I feel the sensations. So, and a lot of times I might just be laying down and I might just pop out. So it doesn't work the same for me as it might work for some other people. But there are also other people who have natural out of body experiences just the same as me. So, in order for me to teach people how to have out of bodies, I would have to really step back and like really try to teach myself how to have them at will because I don't really do that. Now, now have I done it? Yes, I have done it, but in some cases I'd be like maybe it's just easy for me because I have them naturally anyway. But I will tell you what I do. Um, but I did another. I haven't willed myself out my body in a minute though. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I meditate just to, you know what I'm saying, raise my vibrations, work on myself mentally, spiritually. I work on myself in that way. And the reason I don't will myself, because I know that it's going to happen anyway. I know that sounds strange, but that might be why I have them a lot, because I know it's going to happen anyway. A lot of times you have to switch. It's like you have to retrain yourself. Because people who are trying to jump into it and have out of bodies right now, they don't have the same their mind state isn't the same as somebody who has it naturally. So for you, you might have to reprogram yourself because what I know to be, you might still just believe, if that makes sense. You might just still believe. You don't know yet because you haven't had the experience. When you have the experience, that's when you will know that it's real and be like, but I was having them so much that I was like, I already know it's going to happen. It'd be times where I would lay down and I'd be like, I'd be surprised if I don't have one. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be actually looking forward mostly to just dreaming most of the time, especially when on a work week, because when you having out of bodies all the time, sometimes it can feel like you ain't getting no sleep. Now I be wake like when I have an out of body, a lot of times I wake up with energy, and I ain't gonna lie, it pisses me off sometimes because sometimes I be wanting to still be sleep, like let me sleep my full, you know what I'm saying, hours that I need, so when I wake up and get ready for work, I won't be so goddamn tired. Cause by the time I done woke up, I'm out energized. Now I'm woke up from an out of body and I'm up. So I'm up early as shit. I done got 3 hours of sleep. Now I'm up. So by the time it's time for me to go to work, I done got sleepy again. God damn. But with that being said, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit from how I said I do it the last time. It might sound similar, but I'm gonna just give you a brief. I mean, the crazy part, like I want to talk about how to do it, but at the same time, sometimes I don't because I'm like, it's so many people that's teaching. That's why I tell y'all, hey, Darius Wright, he teaches it. Ryan Cropper, he teaches how to have out of body experiences, and it seems like when it comes to me teaching somebody how to have an out of body, it works better when I'm in person. But so the way that I do it when I have a when I want to try to have an out of body, firstly I lay down. This is like it's a couple different ways that I do it. So I'm gonna just tell you one that's kind of simple for me. Um, I lay down. First off, I make sure I'm comfortable. I stretch. I do all my little stretches before I lay down because I want my body to be loose. When you laying down and you tense, I don't care. You might be tense in your butt cheeks. Your butt cheeks might be tense. You need to you need to make sure Cause my brother one time he had an out of body and he was stuck. He talking about I was he said he was like up, but he was like spinning around and it's like his ass was stuck. I said, boy, your ass was tense. You couldn't get out because your ass was tense. You need to loosen up. Why your ass so tense? You scared? He had a dream he was in prison. He clenched up and started having an out of body. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so I make sure I'm fully relaxed, stretched and all that stuff. Get your shower in, all that good stuff. Um, I lay down, and I don't always lay down in the same spot. So if you laying down in some like if you laying down in the spot where you go to sleep most of the time, you're gonna fall asleep because it's normal for you to go to sleep there. So if I'm trying to have an out of body, I lay in a different place or I lay somewhere else. I might lay on the floor. I might lay in a different spot and just try it over there because a lot of times it'll happen in different spots. If you're trying to wield it. Now, when I just go to sleep, I might end up having it anyway. But I lay down, um, I relax, and I take 10 deep breaths in and out from the diaphragm. One, two, but long, deep breaths from the diaphragm, from that belly. You know what I'm talking about? And as I'm doing that, I'm imagining like I imagine like white light coming in, and when I breathe out, I imagine like all that negative energy coming out, all that negative energy coming out, and while I'm doing that, I'm feeling the sensation of the my energy within my feet. So I feel the energy in my feet, and I let that energy go all the way up my legs, up my body. So if you was to rub your palm and just feel, you can feel that energy, that stimulation, this energy stimulation within the hands. Now, some of these techniques I learned because I was trying to figure out how do you do it at will, and I did kind of learn it a little bit. This was a long time ago though, but I had stopped, and I had learned this out of a book called Mastering Astral Projection by Robert Bruce, I think, or Robert Monroe, one of them. It's been a long time, but that's where I learned the energy stimulation and feeling the energy going up your legs and all that stuff, and it works. So the energy going up the feet until you don't feel the feet and all that stuff, and the energy going up the body, all the way up to the chest. And a lot of times I would have trouble when the energy would get like up here. It'd be harder to get the energy to feeling up here. So what I do is I switch my attention to the top of my head, and I imagine the energy going through what I'm saying. I imagine the energy in the top of my head. So then it starts to go. Now you got to have your face relaxed. A lot of times people will be meditating and they don't realize that they frowning or they don't realize that they doing something with their face. You got to relax the face. The jaw needs to be relaxed. Everything needs to be relaxed because the body needs to feel like the body needs to go to sleep. So you need to basically trick your body into sleep. That's how I do it. I trick my body into sleep. You will feel sensations like something's walking on your like a bug or something is on your face. That's your body trying to see if you really asleep because if you're not asleep, you're going to wipe your face. So when you feel that, don't don't move. Still stay still. It might be hard because you might have roaches in your house. If you got roaches, I don't know what to tell you. If you got roaches, you might need to slap your face. But don't try to ignore it. And keep relaxing your face. Okay, so when I get to that point, now this has been something new, and I talked about this in a previous video, how I trick my body into going into the sleep paralysis because I because of sleep cycles. So I'm not gonna speak on the sleep cycles. It was in the other video, but I'm trying to make this not that long. So um, I once I get to that point where my body is fully relaxed and I feel my body doing that, like it started to get light, I will live like basically I would just sit in it and let the energy just flow throughout my body. I don't force it. Like I'm not trying to have the out of body at this moment. I'm just letting the energy vibrate. And if you another way that I do it, I mean I said another way, but something else that I do when I'm trying to will myself out my body is that I focus on the energy from my back, my lower spine all the way up. So I feel the energy from the base of my spine, and then I let that energy go up my spine all the way up to my neck and up to my head. And you feel it. Like sometimes it might take a little time, sometimes it's a little harder, but it also helps you to relax the muscles within your back. So I do that as well. But once I get to a certain point, in order to trick my body to make myself feel like my body is asleep, I roll over to my side and I lay down in my like what I would say like my final resting state. I roll over to the side and I lay down and I pretend to be asleep and I move my eye. I know this sounds crazy, but I use rapid eye movement to trick my body into sleep, and it's worked for me a couple times. I'm not saying this is gonna work for everybody, but when you in that rapid sleep, that's when you in that like realm or whatever. So I lay down and I do a little bit of the eye movements, and I still at this moment I'm focusing on the energy going through my body. Eventually, your body gets to that vibrational state, and it might and you're gonna sleep into you'll slip into sleep paralysis. Now you might not catch that you in sleep paralysis, and you might snap out of it before you even get to succeed because the energy might be vibrating through your body fairly intense. So once you get to that state of the vibration, it's all mental. So you have to learn like if you in that state and and your energy is vibrating, and if you can imagine yourself either spinning, rocking, moving, floating, if you can feel that rocking sensation, you're like right at the edge of being able to leave your body. Now, a lot of times you will hear noises before you leave your body, and that can distract you from leaving your body because you might think somebody's about to walk in your room. You might hear the horn, somebody honking a horn. You might hear a baby crying. You might hear somebody yell your name. You might hear somebody, you know what I'm saying? You might hear noises, and those noises could distract you because it sounds like somebody's right there. So you have to ignore it. So when you get to that point, you have to ignore it, leave your body. Once you leave your body, if you succeed at leaving your body, if you want to look at your body, look at your body. But if you want to just, I mean, if you feel yourself leave your body and you get up, you know you left your body. You don't really have to look back to verify that you left your body because you know that you was just laying down and you left your body. So the best thing to do is to get away from your body. Go run down the hallway, go in the living room and go walk outside, go look at the sky, go do it. But a lot of times when you have that out of body experience, once you succeed, you'll pop out your body and you'll be floating. It's been times where I didn't popped out my body, didn't go nowhere. I just popped out my body and just bounced across the ceiling. The most, I'm like, what the? I'm trying to get out and I'm just boop. I just floating around the room. Boop, boop. Get out the damn room. Shit. I'm thinking I'm about to float through the roof and I just hit my head on the ceiling. No, but it happens sometimes. Because sometimes you're not fully integrated. Like, what I mean is like your energy is not all the way there. So, but when you do that just floating, it's like you so light and it's hard to, like if I'm on the roof, it's hard for me to get on the ground. Now sometimes you might come out your body and when you get up, it's like you can't walk. You'll be like damn, why I can't walk? You'll be like on the ground. So you have to, when you in the out of body state, everything is mental. Walking is mental. Flying is mental. Like everything is mental. So in order to walk, you gotta command that in your mind. Like you gotta be able to know. Like I'm like I don't have any problems with walking or flying. Now, sometimes you might fly and you not in control of where you're going. It's like somebody else is taking you somewhere. Like, but that's sometimes. Um, what else? When you leave your body, like if you want to remember what you experience, when you say you leave your body and you run down the hallway, look at pictures. Look at the pictures on the wall. Look at the texture of the carpet or something. Look at how the ground looks. Go look at the TV. See what's playing on TV. If it's anything on TV, go run to the refrigerator, open it up, find the first piece of food that you think is might be good, and eat it. All these things will help you to remember because it's just like taking notes in a class. You picking up on key moments like, okay, that picture right there. I never wore that outfit with the whoop. Now you're gonna remember that because it's like something that was like off. Why was it a dog in the house? I don't have a dog. Damn, that food was pretty good. That's crazy. It tastes even better in here. Like, walk outside. Damn, this is not my real neighborhood. Now, in the out of body, you might not even recognize that that's not your neighborhood. You might come out your body and be like, where the fuck am I? Like, oh, I think I'm still at my home. But then when you wake up, you'll be like, that ain't my fucking house. That's how it be. You will not always have an out of body and be in the home that you in. Sometimes you'll come out your body and be in a childhood home. Sometimes you'll come out your body and be in the middle of the damn street. You never know where you might pop up. You might pop up and when you pop up out your body, when you look around, you in a whole nother place and there's people around you that you don't even know. Yeah, it's like that. You might pop out your body and shoot straight up into the sky. Yeah, so just understand what you might experience and don't be afraid that I mean, well, I can't say don't be afraid. You're gonna be afraid, especially if it's your first time. You're gonna be afraid, but that's how you learn. You don't we since we was babies, that's how we learn through fear. So when you was a baby, you was walking around, you was scared of everything. You was scared of the dark, you was scared of under the bed, you was scared in the closet, you was scared of all this stuff. But you eventually faced it and you got over it. So when it comes to the out of bodies, it's the same thing. You're gonna have to face it. You might be fearful, but learn how to control it. Learn how to be like to know what you like because if you come at your body and say you have a negative thought, you might create a negative, what we would call a negative entity or a negative spirit. Now, some people think that all of these are creations of your mind, and it's not always like that. Sometimes that is just something that is on that lower vibrational frequency, and it might come up at you. So you don't be afraid. You have the power to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to be like, be gone, peasant. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. But if it is a creation of your mind, all you have to do is be like, get away or stop thinking about it. Move around from them. Like you're not allowed around me. That's all, like you're not allowed around me. Move around. If it don't go, you might have to put the pause on them. I'm sorry. You might have to choke them out. Like, but you can really levitate things with your mind. Uh, I would suggest that people when they come out their body, if they're just going into spaces where they're just in a room, start learning how to use your energy. Start learning how to levitate objects. Start learning how to manifest um, things that you might need, weapons, if you might need it. You might not need it. Sometimes when you're in a scary situation, you will manifest things that you don't even understand how you knew how to do it. But it was that fear that made you be like, hold up. Oh shit, I got this. Fucking shit up. You know what I'm talking about? So don't be afraid. Um, just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? And if you, I'm saying, check out a lot of these other channels when they talking about what they do to get over fear. Check out Darius. Check out Alchemist. Check out Bam Heck TV. Check out Soul Traveler. Check out I Am Joy. Check out Astro Boo Baby. Check out Ryan Cropper. It's a lot of people on here that's talking about this stuff and they got good information to help you to achieve these things and to know how to operate within these realms. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily on that level of teaching because I'm a natural projector. Um, Maybe one day when I have the time to actually like practice and learn how it would like you know what I'm saying learn for somebody like maybe if I teach somebody one day that has never had an experience, maybe then that'll show me like because I want to be able to teach somebody how to do it and they succeed. And from what I've been seeing, um, a lot of people coming from Darius Wright's. I don't know if it's like considered a school or, but they have been succeeding. Now some people haven't, but that's just how it's gonna. That's just how it is. Everybody's not gonna, you know what I'm saying. Everybody won't get it because everybody's working with different types of baggage and different types of things that they dealing with, traumas and all kind of stuff. So some people's might take a little time, but it's all about you staying consistent and really, you know what I'm saying, really putting that work in, really putting the effort in to accomplish these things. Um, but as far as that, I'm gonna just leave that at that. Now, what I want to talk about next is life after death, because you might experience some negatives. And I said negative. You might experience being in the spiritual realm, where people go after they die. And I know a lot of people are religious, um, and they think that when you die, you're just gonna go through the light, or you're gonna go to a resting place, and you're gonna sleep until judgment. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna go to sleep until judgment. No, reincarnation's real. The other side is real. You came from a place, and you're here. You done lived multiple lives. Maybe some of y'all done lived thousands of lives. Y'all been fucking up. There's so many people they done live these lives and they come here and they still sleep. But you about to wake up. Now, when people pass away, they end up like it depends on the person. Now, a lot of people who are religious who have this concept in their brain that when they die, there's this it's either heaven or hell, or some people they think they're gonna go to sleep. They're gonna be very surprised when they die and they leave their body and they don't. But some of them might go to a hellish place. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all because they believe it. They believe it to be true, and if you believe it to be true, then you might experience it. Don't mean you're gonna be stuck there, but you might be if you can't get yourself at that right vibration. You know what I'm saying? And get fuck up out of there. Hopefully somebody come and help your ass because, uh, yeah, it's pretty bad to be stuck in a place like that because you couldn't step out your own way and get out that fear mongering spirit where you just because what ends up happening is especially with a lot of people who are religious is that you got to think in Christianity it teaches you, you know, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, or you're going to hell. Don't get if you get saved and you don't speak in tongues in certain denominations, you're going to hell because you're not truly saved. This and this and that. And that. There's so many rules to it. If you're this way, so when you die and you have that life review and you see the things that you've done, the lies you told, the people you stole from, the people you beat up, when you feel their pain from what you did to them, or you feel this energy from what you did to it, like you're going to judge yourself. And if you're a person who is religious based and you haven't came into your true self, because your true self knows like that it like most a lot of some people when they pass away they're gonna like their information is gonna flow back to who they are. But some people, I can't tell you why, but when they die, they lost. They end up becoming a lost soul in a realm where There's nothing but other lost souls, and that it ain't no. It's like this. It's like this realm, but a lot more negativity happens in that realm. Uh, they live like they live in a regular life, but you got these people that passed away, and some people that pass away, they they end up getting lower and lower in frequency, so they end up starting to behave like negative spirits. Whole time they can be saved out of that. Now I got to get better at that because when I was having experiences and I was getting like being in them scenarios, I was whooping their ass. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared. The fear was making me whoop their ass. I had to understand that I was doing something that wasn't right because I was like, damn. When I realized where I was at, and like these people, like these was people that passed away because I had conversations with some of them. They was telling me what they experienced after they died, and I'm like, damn. And after I end up like trying to whoop one of them ass, I ended up holding them down on the ground and seeing the life like it looked like they just turned crippled and old and just wrinkly, and then next you know, rejuvenated and was positive, was talking nice, was thanking me and all kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, so I must have been messing up this whole time trying to beat him up and stuff. And so I'm like, I still got to get better at that because I ain't gonna lie to you. Even if I go right now and I end up in a place where these man, it's the energy. The energy make you want to whip their ass because it's like the energy so low. You be like, hold up, I don't even want you to touch me, and they'll try to touch you. A lot of times they'll be like, cause you don't realize how you look. You look you look like a light. Like you just look lit up. But that's another reason why you have to blend in. You can make it where you kind of blend in with them, but if you look in their eyes, when you look in their eyes and you see like, oh, something is off, they gonna recognize you and they gonna see that light in you. So you have to blend in. You can't, if you looking at people, you talking to them, you gotta kind of, it's like it's like if you went to the ghetto and you know all these like, in this hood was nothing but bloods. You go throw on some red. I ain't saying do this because they still gonna know you're not a blood. But I'm saying like if you wanted to blend in, you was gonna wear red. You're gonna wear red, and you gonna go to the hood. And you don't be acting nervous and all that stuff. You gotta blend in. You gotta act the part, and that's what you have to do when you in the spiritual realm where there's other spirits that's on a negative vibration, and not all of them is negative. Some of them is just lost and don't know what to do. So it's up to you if you end up going there. If you end up going there, it's a reason why you're going there. And it's up to you to try to help them get out of there. Sometimes you might try to help somebody, and somebody else that don't want them to get helped will try to attack you. So that's pretty disheartening. But you might have to fuck somebody up. I'm just saying. I apologize. Now there's all of these like the spirits and the demonic, like what we would consider demonic spirits. They're not all a creation of your subconscious mind. Some of these negative spirits are just what they are. Now I don't know the name of these spirits, and I'm pretty sure they have one, and I don't want to know. All I want to know is to stay away from them. Now I don't have a bunch of negative experiences no more. I pretty much have decent experiences. I can say by far the only thing I experience negative now is when I'm experiencing like a what seems to be like a different life, something that I went through, but it's not negative because it's not affecting me and making me want to fight. So you have to be aware of that and be aware of what familiar spirits. These are the ones that come to you as people that's close to you, like a sister, brother, mother, father, cousin. They will come to you in the way of somebody that you care for, and they will talk straight cash shit to you. And the motive is to scare you, because when they can scare you, they can feed. It's like if they want to eat, they gonna scare the shit at you. Like, yeah, motherfucker, woo, woo. That happened to me a lot a long time ago. I didn't choked out my mama, my sister, my brother, my other sister. I think I choked out all my family members because because they came to me and they were talking crap. Well, hold on, get away. But you will experience a lot of different things in the out of body state. You but when it comes to that the afterlife, that's something that can really be pretty spooky because the realm is almost like it mirrors this realm. It's like it seems like a regular place. It's still stores, cars, um, like it's houses and all kind of stuff. You would think that they would be, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like they not being tortured, but it's like they just lost. But it's other than that, like I remember one time I was in it and I'm walking around, I'm seeing people fighting in the middle of the street. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? People looking just crazy. I'm sitting in a car. I see a big fucking this big fucking dude. He walked up to the car and looked at me, and then another dude came up to me. He was like, "Hey, come with me." He didn't seem that negative, so I walked with him. Went into the house with him, and it was a bunch of. They looked like maybe like in their 20s or something. They didn't look that old. They looked like younger, but they all looking at me and they talking to me like, "Oh, how did you get here and this and that and how do you?" I'm not knowing what to say to these people. I know the dude told me. He said, "You don't want to be out there. It's crazy out there. They don't have." And he took me into a room that was like it was like I thought I was going into a garage, but it was closed off. And he just wanted to ask me questions and stuff about like life and it was that happened so long ago. I can barely remember what he was telling me about, or he was asking me because it wasn't really him telling me nothing. He was just asking me questions. Um, but there's a lot of different things you can experience. Just understand you are very powerful. Um, shoot, you can heal people in those experiences. I don't, and this is another thing that was crazy to me. So I wasn't even gonna talk about an experience in this video, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So when you think about having out of bodies, you think about coming out your body. You don't think about nobody being injured or nobody being hurt because you in out of body. You like I'm in the spirit realm, all this and that. Nobody should be hurt. So one time I came out my body. Now I left my body and I ended up while I was leaving my body, I ended up going through a portal. When I went through this portal, as I'm going through the portal, I didn't think I was gonna make it because a lot of times when you go through that portal, you it's like you can hear all the noise within the physical reality. So it's like a distraction. So you gotta stay focused and it be moving like this. So I'm like going through this portal and I finally see like the end and I'm like, I gotta make it, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it. And I see a street. So I'm thinking I'm about to pop out and I'm gonna be in the street. When I pop out this vortex, I'm in the back of like a van. And I'm like, the fuck? So I jump out the van and I step in the street. I just floated down to the street. In the distance, I could see like a neighborhood, kind of like a dead end street, but like a big dead end. And it's like this lake next to the street. As I'm walking down the street, I'm looking at this lake, and the water is clear. I can see fishes, all that stuff, and I'm just looking like, dang, this is dope. So I'm running. I started running towards the neighborhood because I want to see some people because I see a couple of people in the distance. So I'm running. I go up there and I stop and I just start walking normal. As I'm walking, I see this lady and she look at me. She like looked surprised and she ran up to me. She was like, "Are you an angel?" And I'm like, "What? Like, what are you saying?" Like, now I don't know. I was just like, No, she was like, "Can you help my It was like a uncle or dad or something." And I'm like, "What?" She was like, "Something's wrong with him, and he needs some help and this and that." And I was like, "I can try." Now, mind you, I didn't know if I could do it or not. I just said, "I guess I can try." So she took me over there, and he looked like the dude looked like he was like on his last leg, but he looked demonic. Like I'm just like he looked demonic, but he wasn't like being combative. Like he was just laying there like on some type shit. So I'm like walk up and I'm like I don't know if I can help him or not, but I'll try. and I put my hands on his chest because he didn't have no shirt on. I put my hands on his chest like this, and I just in my mind I was just like, in my mind I just thought you're healed. And as I start doing that, I start seeing his body, like all the little marks and stuff and things that made him look real decrepit and demonic and stuff. It started going away. He fully like he regenerated to like a new person. Like, and he was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And she was like, "He's an angel." I started about this time. I was still like super like into the Bible, so I was still like, so I'm asking them questions about. So do y'all know? Do y'all believe in God? Like, and this and that, and they like, what are you talking about? I'm like, do you know Jesus Christ and this and that? They was like, they started saying other names of who they was like, but I was like, didn't recognize any of the names, and I'm like, dang, they don't know about that. What the? So okay, let me just leave that at that. So I I ended up leaving that experience and trying to do something else, and I ended up waking up. But that goes to show you that sometimes you can do things that you don't even know you can do. And then there's people will call you things. And I think that's where some people get these messiah complex. Like you had these cults and stuff where they be thinking they Jesus Christ and stuff because you will be called things. And if you somebody who's I don't even know what type of personality you have to have for you to have an out of body and somebody say you're Jesus, and then you come back and be like, I'm Jesus, I'm Jesus Christ, because so many people do it. I've been called not Jesus Christ, but I've been called the Christ, which tripped me out. But I didn't come back and be like, I am Christ. I am, I have returned. I was just like, what? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Did he just call me Christ? And the crazy part is, as y'all know, my name is Chris. So in this experience, I was um I was at what looked like one of the old houses I lived at, but when I started walking like across this field, it was these plaques like on this wall, and I wanted to read them because anybody that had out of bodies, you understand, sometimes it's hard to read things. At least in the beginning, I can read things now, but back then it was like you would try to read something and the letters would get scrambled, or you would try to look at the time and the numbers be just going. So I was trying to read the plaque. Now I was able to read it, but I didn't. I can't remember it now, so I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So I'm like, I stepped up on this step ladder to read the next one, and while I'm trying to read it, I like stumbled. I don't know how I stumbled, but I stumbled and I almost fell down. And this guy grabbed me. He said, "Are you all right, Christ?" And I looked. I said, "Yeah, I'm good." I'm like, "Did he just call me Christ?" I said, "Maybe try to say Chris." And this other guy, he started laughing. He's like, "He's not the Christ." And he said, he's like, "My son's is the Christ," or something. It was something crazy. And I was like, I looked at him and I was like, I ain't never said, I was like, why he coming at me like this? I didn't say I was Christ. They said that, but the dude that said I was Christ, like he said, Christ, he said, he is the Christ. Your two sons cannot be the Christ. He is the Christ. And I was like, uh, whatever. No. And I was like, after that, like when I said it was, and they had on burgundy suits. I didn't understand. They both had. It was like three people with burgundy suits on. It was like, you are the Christ and this and that. And I'm like, you ain't about to turn me crazy. Have me out here telling people I'm the second coming of Jesus. I ain't doing it. Okay, I think. And when he said that, I was just like, maybe he's talking about Christ consciousness. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Boom, I'm out. I've been called angels by this little girl. She called me an angel. Um, and one experience where they was trying to attack me at first, I ended up in a room and they started asking me to read to tell them their like when they would it was something weird like their life cycle or when they would incarnate on Earth. This was crazy because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just telling them some shit. I probably was lying to them and didn't even know it. But they was like, "Can you read? Can you? Do you know when I will come? I can't wait to be on Earth." Like that's the thing that be tripping me out. Many times I've had experiences where you know how we be saying like this my last time. I ain't coming back. Like I've had many experiences where I was around like either what seemed to be little kids, and they'll be like, "I can't wait to be born on Earth," and I was like, shoot, you don't know what you getting yourself into. Yeah, come on, come on. You might need to experience this. Yeah, come experience this trauma. Nah, but I think that we don't truly understand um, what this life is or the privilege of being here. Like a lot of people will think that they won't reincarnate once they leave, but your whole perspective is going to change when you go back. Your whole perspective of this reality is going to change. You're gonna leave and you're gonna be like, damn, I want to do that shit again. Now, hopefully, I don't, because the last one I experienced where I was like, man, I don't want to come back. I remember I don't want to come back, and they was like, why? It's a privilege, and I'm like, no, it's not. There's nothing but trauma. There's nothing but trauma there. And they's like, but you gotta go back. It's like maybe that was me being in the outer body and didn't want to come back, and they was like, no, you need to go back. But yeah, there's so much things you can experience. Don't let certain things turn you crazy. They call you certain things, take it with a grain of salt, because you never know. It could be somebody trying to manipulate you, or something trying to manipulate you into driving you fucking nuts. So call me a angel, Christ. I've been called a God. Shit, I called myself a God one time, and I didn't even know why I said that. But we are all gods. So, but yeah, this whole out of body things is very interesting and it's very fascinating. It's very interesting. I don't even understand why people are not fascinated with it. It's like you walk around all day, and don't think about like what's on the other side or what happens when you die. You think that the book is gonna just give you all the info the whole time. You got the skills to see what's on that side. All you gotta do is try. All you gotta do is start to pay attention, become aware, and you will see the unseen. You will see the unseen will become seen. You know what I'm saying? Like when people be like, "Man, that sound like some stupid shit. That sound crazy, boy. Y'all be smoking that shit, bro. What you on? You on that? What you been doing? You been smoking crack? So you telling me crackheads is out here having antibodies and shit and coming back? Like this? What you trying to tell me? You was smoking that good old weed. That's why you experiencing that because you was smoking that good ganja. I wish. I wish, buddy. If I could have an out of body smoking weed, I smoke every day. Yeah, then shit. Fuck you mean? They take drug tests at my job. But yeah. I don't even. I just started going. Um, I think I'm gonna make this the end of this video. Uh, I'm all excited because I'm actually sitting down. You know, every time I make a video with this in this without cutting these lights on back here, I only got two lights on in front of me. It's always this purple. I don't know if y'all see that, or maybe I'm just tripping, but it's always this purple, and I'm like, where the fuck is this purple coming from? Where is it at? Like, where is it? Where is it coming from? I don't have shit purple over here. Got me over here tripping out. Like, is somebody watching me? Hey, homie. I'm gonna need you to back up a little bit. Nah, just playing. But yeah, this is the end of this video, man. Y'all stay blessed and highly favored, man. Safe travels. You dig?